Hello. How's it going, guys? Guy. I have my peacock mantis shrimp princess here. I've just given her a clam. So hopefully she'll come out for us. She was working away at it earlier. She's really funny when I give her clams or anything that she needs to break open. She kind of like, she's very dexterous. She holds it and she like spins it around to see like where the weak point of it is, and she tries to like fasten it in the sand so she has a good place to hit it. It's very interesting. Like I'm confident with the kind of dexterity she has, like she would be able to like put Lego pieces together. It's kind of interesting. Oh, you hear her. She just hit the clam inside the tunnel. Hopefully she'll come out so we can get a good look at her. Oh, and here she is. Princess, my beloved, with her little clam. I don't want to spook her too much. She's not that afraid of me, which is good. I can get some pretty good pieces of film. I know, she's really cool. It's really interesting when she's trying to like find it. Let me turn the blinds off real quick. It's really interesting when she's trying to like find a good spot to hit the clam. She'll like spin it around and move it and try to like find a weak point of it. They are stupid strong. Actually, she hit me the other day, but it was like more of a curiosity punch. So I put my hand in like to see what she would do, and she was kind of like holding on to my fingers and like moving around and just kind of looking at my hand, and then she like smacked the tip of my finger, but it was very light. It felt almost like being flicked. It's kind of interesting. I am having a good day so far, Random Edits. Oh, there she is. She wants it. She knows there's food in there. She's biting the shell. I think she might be getting a little frustrated. She's very lazy. Like, I gave her a snail a while ago. It was a very small snail. And she hit it twice, couldn't break it, and then just gave up. And, like, for the next 3 days, I just had this snail in my tank that I didn't want. And I ended up, like, just not feeding her for a day or two to, like, make her hungry so she would work to get the snail, and she eventually did. So if she doesn't eat this now... Oh, she's fastening it. She's getting ready to punch it. See, this is what I'm talking about. She's like spins it around to like find a good angle to hit it at, which is very interesting. She's a very good innate understanding of geometry, which is cool to see in an intelligent animal. And there she goes. While we're waiting for her to come out again, I'll give you guys a little tour of my tank. It is a little mini reef tank, so I have all of these corals here. The lighting is kind of hard for the phone to pick up, but I've got a ton of mushroom corals, really cool long stalk ones. I've got some firework clove polyp corals. This little candy cane coral I picked up. Oh. See if she comes out. But yeah, This candy cane coral was in really bad shape. It was being sold for like 10 bucks, so I figured might as well pick it up, see if I could help it out. And yeah, so far it's recovering, which is nice to see. Love to see it. This is a acan Micromusa, and it's been doing pretty good. I got this maybe a week ago. Hopefully it'll grow, spread out. Got a little, not frog spawn. What's the other one? Someone help me out here if you know anything about corals. I do know this, I just can't remember. Not frog spawn, the other one that is similar to frog spawn. And yeah, it's doing pretty good. I have it kept away from all the other corals on a little island here, so it won't potentially sting anybody. We got this little Zoa. Very pretty Zoa, but I'm not going to be getting any more Zoas. I got the Zoa before I found out about Palytoxin. Palytoxin does not sound fun. Oh, you guys hear her. She's getting some big shots now. Got a little pincushion urchin up here. He's got a little dead clamshell that he's been holding around as a hat for the past couple of days. It's kind of funny. I don't know what this behavior is. If anyone knows, please let me know. But as you may have seen in my earlier video, the urchin loves to come up on the bubbler. Like, not constantly, but just every once in a while, he'll come up on the bubbler and just, like, dangle his spikes in it. Like, I don't know what he's doing. He's very interested in the bubbles, which is kind of cool. I had two urchins in here. I had one tuxedo urchin and this pincushion urchin. And the pincushion urchin has been just fine with the mantis shrimp because it has long spines. The mantis shrimp kind of doesn't mess with them. He's hit the urchin like twice, but it was like very lightly. Didn't really do anything to it. And she just hasn't messed with the urchin since. But my tuxedo urchin, on the other hand, has short spines. And she hit the tuxedo urchin and it immediately had a dent in it. So I was like, okay, I like isolated the urchin and I like waited to see if it would recover, and it did end up recovering. It ended up holding out for another week. So after I knew that I wasn't gonna die, I ended up giving it to a local fish store just so that it would do okay. But this guy's doing just fine. This guy's really cool. I actually love the fact that this urchin is okay with the mantis shrimp because I find urchins very fascinating. Oh, here she comes again. Princess, my beloved. It's very interesting though. She does get frustrated. Like, I was telling you about the snail story earlier, but besides that, like, I've been feeding her like bits and pieces of fish, and like at one point I was trying to kind of lure her out just so she would like explore a little bit, and I was like had a piece of fish for her, and I was just kind of like backing away every time she'd come close to try to get it. And I did it a couple of times, and she came and came and came, and then eventually she stopped, and then she looked at me, looked at the fish, smacked the ground, and then ran back inside of her hide. So she, like, it's very clear that she gets frustrated when she doesn't get what she wants, and it's interesting. So, and what's interesting is the fact that she has to cope with that frustration by smacking the floor. So this clam, I assume she's probably frustrated with at the moment. She's taking a little break, grooming herself. Yep. She's trying not to rage quit. Man, I need to get some better lighting. Actually, hold on a second. Let me go see if I can fix this lighting. Perfecto. Perfecto, perfecto. Yeah, but her body language is very interesting as well. Like, when she feels territorial about a space or a certain thing that she has, she'll kind of put her head down and, like, I don't know how to explain it. She just kind of lays her head down and, like, looks up at you. And when she's trying to, like, scare you off, she'll, like, get big and, like, you see this little organ right here. They use these to communicate with other mantis shrimp. They reflect polarized light, which is really interesting. They can see polarized light. But yeah, she'll like kind of like flail those around to like scare you away. Oh, she's so cute. Look at her cleaning. She'll also use them to like blow away sand, which is interesting. She'll just use them as like a little paddle. They're very smart. I feel like that's one thing people don't give credit to a lot of mantis shrimp is the fact that they're smart. Like people kind of have this idea that they're hyper aggressive animals, and they can be if you stress them out too much, but so far I haven't seen any of that from her. She's just a really chill mantis shrimp. She'll probably play around with this for a while. I've also noticed that, so on her clubs down here, you can see, usually clubbing mantis shrimp have like little spikes on their club, but she's missing hers. So I don't know if it's like because she's damaged or like bad molt or something like that, but she doesn't have the little spikes on her clubs. You just see perfect shot right there, you can see. No spike at the top, just the club. See all of her little hands too. She's so cute. Yeah, she's getting frustrated. It's so funny, like, same thing with the snail. I gave her the snail and she literally, like, smacked it twice, not even full force, and then gave up and it was too hard. She wants easy food. It's definitely because I've been feeding her raw fish, and raw fish is easy to eat. So she's getting frustrated, but I'm making her work for her food. I'm probably gonna be feeding less raw fish and less raw squid. More stuff like this, clams and snails. She's taking a moment to recuperate. I love this reef. Oh, you can see the colors better now than there's lighting. Yeah, so this Acan slash Micromusa, it's got some orange and like cyan around it. It's very pretty. This coral I picked up with this coral. This coral was being sold for $10 because it was dying, and I picked it up and it's doing pretty well now. This coral was also being sold for $10, and I have no idea why because it wasn't dying. It was just a healthy coral. But yeah, oh, you can see the colors much better now after there's lighting. This guy's so cool. This one too. This one's relatively new. It's a soft coral, but it looks like a hard coral. It's kind of interesting. Got the little maroon clownfish and the 6-line wrasse. Oh, he spooked. But yeah, both these fish are aggressive fish and have not been bothered by the mantis shrimp so far, which is nice. My phone is going to die soon, so I will eventually have to wrap this up. If she doesn't eat this right now, she'll definitely work on it later. She's just frustrated. She doesn't understand how to get through it, despite her trying. But yeah, I'll leave this in for her, and eventually she'll work on it. It's so interesting to me that, like, they have to cope with frustration. Like, that implies that they have a buildup of the feeling of frustration, and, like, in order to get rid of it, she needs to smack something, or she needs to go, like, be by herself. Because the only reason that an animal, like, tries to cope with a strong emotion is so it doesn't overload on them. And it's just so interesting to me. It's like she's literally just a toddler, but she's a crustacean. People do not give enough credit to crustaceans for their intelligence. Crabs too, not just mantis shrimp. Alright, I am gonna end this out. And I'll try to catch her if she smacks us later. But for the moment, I think that will be the end of the stream. Hello. I will catch you guys in the next one. See you.